Happy Tuesday, everybody, and welcome to Wake Up Charlotte after the show, where we focus on some of the big stories of the day. Today, it continues to be the Olympics. And today, as we come to you, Simone Biles has now secured a bronze medal, making a comeback, fighting back against her fears of the last week, and securing that bronze medal on the balance beam. It happened just a couple of hours ago this morning. So far, perhaps one of the biggest stories of the Olympic Games so far has been Simone and her struggle to get back out there on the floor. Let us know if you've been following that. Perhaps there's a bigger Olympic story you've been following. So many, as we talked about, so many great human interest stories of perseverance and endurance come out of all these games. Hers is just perhaps one of the more famous one, but we should say this now makes her the tied for the most decorated U.S. Olympic gymnast of all time. Now 7 medals, tying with Shannon Miller from years ago.
I saw an interview yesterday with Savannah Guthrie and Aly Raisman, and Savannah basically said, I think what a lot of us were thinking, wow, she chose to come back on the beam. That seems so scary and hard. You're doing flips on this balance beam. But Aly Raisman basically explained that you're not doing as many twists and turns in the air. And Simone was talking about having the twisties, which I guess a lot of gymnasts go through. You kind of lose yourself in the air, which is can happen more frequently on the bars or the floor or the vault. I mean, she twists and turns so much, she has certain things named after her. And so anyway, I believe they said this beam routine, it was different than what she normally does, but she stuck everything. And I was just so happy to see that she came out and we got to watch her compete one last time. I didn't get to watch the live stream this morning, so I'm really looking forward to watching that tonight to see how she does.
Well, she was almost a silver medalist for a long time there. It wasn't until the last competitor from China came through. Tell you, you've heard the term in sports, formidable foe. They definitely have been. The Chinese Olympians are magnificent. They are outstanding. And that last Chinese competitor is the one that took the silver away. But you have to give credit to them. They are fantastic athletes, and so is she. I mean, to come back after what she's been through at the Olympics and still to have the pressure on her at that point. I mean, the pressure was, I think, could have even been more so because she had to prove herself on that balance beam and realizing that, you could make a mistake on that and become severely injured too. So credit goes out to Simone Biles. What an amazing athlete, but what a great person she is. We can all admire her.
When I watched the live stream this morning, it was airing live. You can definitely tell at the end of her dismount that she felt relieved when she put her hand over her chest after she landed. And during that routine, she didn't do her normal twist. It was just back flips after that dismount. But I really liked the moment that team athletes from other teams came over to hug her, just congratulating her after that, because you got to think of all the pressure that she had, leading up to that moment, and just doing it full out as she did, as smooth as it was definitely a sight to see her take that bronze medal and bring it back home for Team USA.
Yeah, and that interview with Aly Raisman that Savannah Guthrie did, Aly was just talking about the pressure that Simone felt and saying she saw several headlines that said she will return with 6 medals, and that would be if she didn't make a single mistake. We know that her routines, they're so difficult that even if she makes a mistake, she's usually still on top. But again, that's a lot of pressure heading into the Olympics. And also, I listened to a few interviews with gymnasts talking about how strange it was not to have the cheering fans. And, they even said maybe, they know USA Gymnastics wants to make money, but the prelims and everything, the qualifying rounds, maybe they should have done that without fans to kind of get them ready for what it was really going to be like to be competing with not the crowd, that they usually have.
we should say that here that the media has played a part in all of that, and people have criticized NBC for its coverage. I posted this on this morning on my Facebook page about Simone Biles winning the bronze, and Rhoda. I know we can't pull it up, but Rhoda Crow made a really interesting and I thought nuanced response to Simone, congratulating her and excited for her, but say too much time has been spent on her. There have been so many stories of courage and strength that were never covered. Just to get there is such a great thing, and NBC concentrated way too much time on Simone. She needed more time, not more coverage. It would have been nice to get to back stories about athletes from around the world. It is a world stage, and I'm disappointed in the coverage this year. And a lot of folks have said the same thing, is that she needed less coverage, not more coverage. Although people have said she's the GOAT, the greatest of all time, and if you're the GOAT, you're gonna get coverage even sometimes when you don't like it.
And it's not even it is the media, but it's not even the media, because now you have social media. Sure. So everyone can contribute to talking about Simone, tagging her in tweets or Facebook posts or Instagram. And so everyone has a voice now and everybody has a platform.
Well, the thing is, we have to also realize that the Olympics is a lot of different athletics. And I can understand how some people may say spending a lot of time on one person is unfair. We should give tribute to her for what she did. But there are many sports that in the Olympics that have not even been mentioned. And so there have been some forgotten athletes. I mean, for the first time, women's boxing, surfing has been involved this year. The great pool athletics that were going on, the water polo. I mean, there were so many, components to make the Olympics what it is. We so easily forget there are a lot of athletes out there, and I think some have been overlooked and forgotten. Not intentionally. It's just that I think we have to give tribute to all of them because they've all worked their entire life to get to that point, and each one of them is greatest of all time in one respect, the fact that they're there, and we should honor all of our American athletes and internationally. There are hundreds of athletes competing in the Olympics this year in Tokyo.
We should say you're talking about sports that haven't gotten a lot of credit. I happened to watch, it was here on WCNC Charlotte yesterday, synchronized swimming.
So awesome, right?
Not exactly the headline sports of the Olympics typically. I didn't realize, and perhaps you didn't realize either, it's no longer called synchronized swimming.
Oh, really? What is it?
No, it's now called artistic swimming. That is now what it's called because they make the point, and it's fair, that synchronicity is one part of it, but yes. but it's not always necessarily synchronized. It's choreographed for sure, but it's not always synchronized. And so now it's artistic swimming. And to Larry, your point, a lot of athletes and a lot of sports out there that just don't get quite the airtime that gymnastics does.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to track and field. Anna Cockrell competing tonight, 8 p.m., 400-meter hurdles. Definitely excited to see her. We saw some video during the show this morning. If you missed it, her brother who plays for the Bucks, during that qualifying moment, shouting, celebrating on his feet with his teammates. So something to watch tonight as we cheer on another Carolina girl, hopefully bringing home a medal. But honestly, we are just happy to see that she is going into that final round safe and healthy, and hopefully she comes out on top. But we'll have more, and we'll give you the latest definitely tomorrow once we figure out what is going to happen on the line.
Yeah, she's amazing. And Ben, yesterday you were talking about that Axios article, right, that they highlighted on her father.
That's right. It was just a neat article about the family themselves and what he came from and how he worked to overcome sort of the shortcomings in his childhood to make sure his kids didn't have it. And now he has a kid at the Olympics. He has a kid in the NFL. The Cockrell family is doing quite well. Before we leave you, though, we want to catch up on the medal count, where we stand as of right now. Of course, this changes throughout the day. But as of right now, China is giving us a run for our money at this point. We've kept a solid lead throughout most of the Olympics until this morning it started tying us. I thought we had it. Maybe we don't have the graphic. So much for that. But as of this morning, when we came on the air with this webcast, we were tied around 60-something medals. There you go, 68 and 68. We're trying here, folks. Anyway, 68-68 tied right now as it stands with China. Fingers crossed we get a lead back going. So,
anyway. Something's going on technology-wise. Don't ever trust technology.
All right, thanks for joining us. We hope to see you back here tomorrow morning. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.